Welcome to Table Talk, and thank you for joining us today. Today's guest is Lynesa Bell with the Pregnancy Care Center of McMinnville. Welcome to the show, Lynesa.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you here, and this is something that I don't know a whole lot about. So first, tell me what your role is at the center and how it's kind of managed.
Okay, so I am the Marketing and Fundraising Director for Pregnancy Care Center McMinnville, which essentially means that I'm in charge of keeping up with our social media page, doing things like today with this interview, anything that we need to advertise, and then also our major marketing fundraiser, which is called More Than Imagine, that we host annually.
Mm-hmm. And the care center is governed by a board of directors. I
Yes.
guess kind of we'll get into that and how it was formed.
So Pregnancy Care Center McMinnville was a vision of First Baptist Church, started in 2019, and from that it has developed into its own 501c3 entity with its own board of directors. And currently we do not have an executive director overseeing the center, and that is a position that is open right now, and we are accepting applications for that position. But we are managed by a board of directors that meets monthly, and we have a list of department heads that oversees each area of the center.
Right. So tell me, I guess, what the mission of the Pregnancy Care Center is.
So we are a nonprofit resource and counseling center. We are not a medical center, but we do offer pregnancy tests and an ultrasound for pregnancy viability. Past that, we're there for education, peer counseling and mentoring, and we also have a program that offers families a way to earn vouchers so that they can provide for the needs of their infant up to 1 year, as well as the mother's needs, maternity clothes, and things like that.
Yes, I think I noticed on the page that there's opportunities, I guess, to donate clothing, diapers,
Gently
things
used
like
baby
that.
items and diapers, yes. Yeah.
And I'm sure that's a valuable resource
Absolutely.
for young mothers that may still be in high school, things like
Right.
that. Is that kind of who your target market is, or do you help people in all age ranges?
So we don't have a target market. We are not discriminative as far as race, religion, or age. We are just there for families who find themselves in an unexpected situation and they may need resources. Some of these women and families just need somebody to talk to, and we're there for that as well. We do see more of the younger age range, but we have had older clients that come in that have an unexpected pregnancy, and some of them just need some encouragement, maybe some updating on some of the new parenting skills or techniques. Swaddling an infant, they may have forgotten,
Right.
and so things like that. We're just there to help and encourage and counsel.
Yeah, things change drastically. Yes. I know it doesn't take long till new gadgets and things that we did for a colicky baby are very
Exactly.
different than what they do now.
Right.
As we progress and learn new things.
Right.
So I guess how did you all, or the church, I guess, recognize the need in the county and kind of build to get the care center started?
So in 2019, the First Baptist Church McMinnville recognized the right to life, the Sanctity of Human Life Sunday, and that's where the Tennessee Right to Life organization came in and gave a presentation and asked for donations, which they received at that point. But it sparked a conversation within the church members because the Tennessee Right to Life is a statewide organization, and the members at First Baptist started talking about what are we doing locally, what are we doing for the women here in our own community that may have a need. So there was a bit of research that Mr. Dale Humphreys from River Park Hospital did for the center to see, is there in fact a need here in Warren County for a pregnancy resource center, and it was an overwhelmingly yes, there is. So we, I wasn't on board at that time, but they at that point decided to turn the property that they had there on Spring Street into a pregnancy care center. They developed a steering committee and appointed a director, and that was in 2019, and we had our official grand opening in September of 2020. So it was a church effort to start with, but since then it has grown into a community effort.
Yeah, and so needed. I mean, that's something that really doesn't change over time, that
Right.
resource. Do you all work with the school systems, I guess, to give them the knowledge, I guess, that this resource is out there?
So we have plans for the 2023-2024 upcoming school year. We are in contact with the Teen Living, I believe is the name of the curriculum, teacher there at the middle school. And we have been invited to come and speak to her classes. And then we also have a board member who is in contact right now with the principal, Mr. Hobbs, at Warren County High School. We're hoping to get an office set up at Warren County High School
that'd be
where we can serve the high school students, maybe 2 or 3 days a
Right.
week, where they can drop into our office
Yeah.
and speak with us if needed.
Well, because sometimes it's something they may not be comfortable sharing with their parents yet. They don't have a ride. All kinds of issues
Absolutely.
come up at that age group. So
That's still very in the very premature stages, but that is something that we are trying to get into at this point. I hate to blame everything on COVID, but COVID really did put a damper on our startup, because we did start in 2020, and at that point, even in 2021, the schools were still very shut down as far as letting in people, to come and have guest speakers and things like that. So
Yeah.
we're just now being able to start back into that.
all those extra programs and
Exactly.
stuff were kind of put on hold, especially, I guess, the ones, as you said, starting up. It was
Exactly.
especially difficult. So give me, I guess, some of the options that the care center gives the client, maybe along with the different types of counseling.
Okay, so we have peer or mentor counseling that we offer to mothers, expectant mothers and fathers. We have a staff of several coaches, is what we call them, that will meet. And once a client gets assigned a coach, that is their coach. That is the
Okay.
only
Throughout
person
the pregnancy.
throughout their. Because see, we serve families with children up to 1 year.
Okay.
So if an expectant mother came to us early on in a pregnancy, we would be with her for almost a couple of years. So but they build a rapport and a relationship with that coach, and they have just a connection with them to offer them support. We do referral services also if there is a need that we see that we can't meet. We have the ability to refer those clients to other agencies and other nonprofits that can help them. We also have a program called Flourish. That's our education program. And in that program, our clients are able to complete online or in-person courses where they, anything from, like I said earlier, how to swaddle a baby or how to deal with a colicky infant, pregnancy health, postpartum health, all of these different topics are covered in a gamut of courses that they can take through our Flourish program. And they, like I said, they can complete that in the office if they don't have internet access, or in the comfort of their own home if they do. And we reward those courses with vouchers called Baby Bucks. And the parents are able to earn those Baby Bucks and then use them in turn to shop in our Baby Bucks store, where we have diapers and wipes and formula, maternity clothes. We have, basically everything that you would need for the care of an infant. Cribs, car seats, diaper bags, everything from pacifiers, to baby bottles and nipples, anything that they would need, they can earn through that education program. And, we actually have one client who was so diligent in her coursework that she did not have to buy diapers or wipes for the first year of her baby's life.
That's wonderful.
So, it serves a purpose, and she was very excited about the fact that, she didn't have that extra added expense when she was already in a burden situation.
Oh, yes. I mean, having a child is so expensive
It is.
these days,
It is, yes.
And of course we went through the formula shortage and
Yes,
stuff, and
and
I'm sure that was hard on young mothers.
It was, but our center was able to acquire several types of formula that were in such shortage. There was especially a special
McMinnville, I think, was really difficult.
Yeah, and there was a Similac for sensitive Similac that was very hard to come by, and we were able to make sure that babies were fed. So, and that situation was what we considered an emergency situation, and so there was no requirements as far as someone
Having
needing
to have the baby bucks.
Right, someone having to cash in baby bucks to get that. That was just that was a first come first serve as needed basis, whether you were a client or not. I mean, we served several families during that time.
Right, not everyone's able to breastfeed or
Yes.
gets to spend enough time with their baby. Maybe they're in school or have a job or something
Exactly.
like that. So it's so essential. You mentioned you had classes for the father. Does the center, I guess, you do have participation in that, and kind of even maybe if he's not with the mother, just how to be present in the child's life?
Absolutely. So we have several men who are volunteers for our fathers to counsel. So it would be male on male. We don't have the females counsel the fathers,
Right.
but and these men that are counseling the fathers are dads themselves, and they can speak into that, and they can give them a viewpoint that I wouldn't be able to
Right,
give
right.
a father as a client. So and they also can participate in the Flourish program, take the courses, earn baby bucks, so that, for example, if the father and mother aren't in the same household, they can also provide items for the baby at their place of residence.
Right.
And that really helps with the confidence of some of these young men, that they're able to, come in, get the education they need. Most men, even, married husbands who are planning to become fathers, don't have a grasp on, 2 a.m. feedings and diaper changes and
How to support the mother.
in all of this. And so, we do have courses that help with that encourage in that, even how to help the mother come up with a birthing plan, how to be there for the mother at birth, and how to support her in that.
Right, because, we take it for granted a lot of times that that everyone has a support system with parents that can support them in what they're going through, but that's not always the case.
That's true.
I guess the care center sometimes is teaching them how to become their own support system.
Absolutely.
I know you mentioned the postpartum thing. Just the headlines are very distressing, I guess, on the postpartum crisis, and it would be so valuable to educate
Yes.
women on what to expect, what's normal, what's not normal.
Right, exactly.
And the young fathers for
Absolutely.
being perceptive of what
Yes.
is expected and not.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So tell us, I guess, how the center is funded and operated, like the hours, how often are you available for people, and how do you get money for operations?
So, the center's open on Mondays and Thursdays from 10 to 5. Those are our current office hours. Now, they do fluctuate depending on if we have other appointments outside of the center. For example, we are currently helping a mother get her parenting rights back, and that's something that we do work with
Okay.
with some of our mothers who may have been given court order parenting classes. We can offer those at the center, and so sometimes those appointments call us out of the office. We have to go to meet with people outside of the office. But for the most part, it's Mondays and Thursdays, 10 to 5. We also have a website, and I'm going to try to get this right. It's lots of letters. It's pccmcmtn.com.
Okay, you did great.
Thank you.
And then I'm sure you have links to that on the Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page, yes. You can find us at Pregnancy Care Center McMinnville on Facebook, and there is our website link is available there.
Right.
But as far as how we're funded, we are completely funded by the community through donations, and this community has been so incredibly generous. And we do have financial need, but so far we have always seen those needs met, and just through the giving hearts of our community. We have PayPal, where that link is also on our Facebook page, where you can donate online via PayPal. We also have it set up where you can contact your financial institution and become a monthly partner with us. Just tell your financial institution, hey, every month I would like, it doesn't matter, 10, 15, any amount helps,
Right.
To go to Pregnancy Care Center McMinnville, and the financial institution will set that up for you. You can call our center at 474-2273. That's our phone number, and speak with our office manager, and she can give you a gamut of ways to get involved financially. We also have an annual fundraiser I mentioned before called More Than Imagine, and that is a meal and silent auction. We had our first one last year, and when I say that this community showed out, it was unbelievable. It was, in fact, more than imagined. It really was. We raised more money than we ever dreamed possible.
That's wonderful.
And so,
I think that was at the farmer's market.
it was
Did
at
I
the
say
farmer's
that?
market, and it was in the heat of the summer. It was in June. This year we have decided to move that back to October, where it's going to be hopefully a bit more pleasant
Right.
weather-wise, especially for our volunteers for setting up and tearing down. But we were overwhelmed by the outpouring of auction donation and items. People that couldn't maybe attend the event, but they just said, here's some money I'd like to support, So we are made up of the community. We did start out as a vision of First Baptist Church, but we are now our own 501c3 entity, and, supported by multiple churches, organizations, businesses. We have several partners that come alongside and help steward us in this.
Oh, I can imagine the need, and even probably in other counties to utilize it as well. I know you all are geared towards McMinnville, but I'm sure if you had client needs in Van Buren County
Absolutely.
or places like that,
Yeah.
because it is smaller areas, they have fewer resources, so
Yes.
they tend to come here for some of those things. I guess talk to us about the good testimonials that you have gotten from some of those that you all have counseled so far.
Absolutely. So, like I said, we serve mothers and fathers with a wide age range, and we had a mother not too long ago who was older, at what's called advanced maternal age, and she came to us because it was an unexpected pregnancy, and she did have financial need. Wasn't aware that we offered the educational courses, but she took them so that she could earn baby bucks to shop the baby store, and she was just blown away with, like you said before, how much things had changed since she had last had an infant. And she was very thankful for just the education that we provided and the support that we gave her. We have another client that was able to establish her birthing plan through the counseling with our coach, and her testimonial was that she just felt so much more prepared for the birthing experience than she would have initially, just by talking it through with her coach and getting a plan in place so that she knew, this is what I want to happen when I go into labor.
Right.
And she was able to have, support in that, not only from her coach at the center, but from her family as well, because she was able to present that to them, and
This is the plan.
this is the plan. And she said, she would probably wouldn't have thought of it to do it that way had she not come to the center.
Yeah.
And we have several clients that take the Flourish course online. That's one thing that I'm very proud of, that we can offer these courses in the comfort of their own home, and they can earn those baby bucks, and then and then come into the center at their convenience and shop. And like I said, we have provided car seats, strollers, pack and plays, cribs, you name it, to people that would not have been able to afford it otherwise.
Those are expensive items.
They are, for infant care, they're the big ticket items, and we're able to provide those needs to our community.
Now, I think, notice on Facebook you all worked with a group and you had an ultrasound machine maybe
Absolutely.
donated or was able to purchase that.
So we are so excited. That was actually something that was on our vision board for, in the next 2 to 3 years. That was part of the More Than Imagine fundraiser, where when we were advertising for the fundraiser, we were telling the community, hey, we're hoping to get an ultrasound machine one day so that we can offer a free ultrasound for viability to our clients. And that's the goal. So we would like to start the fundraising for that now. And when I say tens of thousands of dollars, that's what an ultrasound machine would cost.
Right.
Well, the Knights of Columbus, which is a local organization through the Catholic Church here, got wind of our need, and at first, they donated the funds for half. They said, we're going to donate half of the funds, and hopefully you can raise the other half with your fundraiser.
And that's tremendous.
And that was tremendous. We were blown away and so excited by that. But then it was only a couple weeks later where they came back and said, you know what? No, we're just going to give you the ultrasound machine.
Wow.
And so they secured, it's a used machine, which is fine, but they works perfectly fine. We've had it set up and running for several months now, but they found it in Kentucky and even went and got it themselves and brought it to us.
That's tremendous.
So we are so honored to be able to work with them, and they are also their generosity did not stop there. They have been working with me as the fundraising coordinator on ways to bring in more funds. One of our other goals is to, like I said before, we don't have a current executive director. That position is open, and our goal is to be able to pay that person to come in and lead our group of volunteers, and hopefully have it where it's we're open 5 days a week, so that these ladies that find themselves in a situation where they might need immediate care can come to us, and we will be there for them at that time. So, that's one of the ways that the Knights of Columbus is working with us on some fundraising, so that we can be sure that we are able to open that position up as a paid position, and we can be open more than just a couple days a week, because when you're dealing with volunteers, it's it's around their schedule.
You're on their schedule,
right?
Yeah.
So if we can make that position a paid position, we're open 5 days a week. We feel like we can really make an impact in this community.
Well, and too, just hope and pray that you're able to work with the school system and
Absolutely.
make that happen. That's
Yes.
going to be wonderful for young people throughout our area that need the counseling and need somebody to talk to.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very difficult position to be in. So you mentioned about donations and volunteering. So plenty of opportunities out there for somebody that wants to give back and help some people that is in, a lot of, we won't call it a crisis center, because you want it to not be a crisis
Right.
after they come to you
Exactly.
all.
Exactly. So we have so many opportunities to, either through financial donations, gently used baby items, gently used maternity clothes. We accept those donations. Now, at the moment, our store is full, and we are actually having to backlog some things. I have some stuff at my house. Some other volunteers have stuff in their attic, waiting for the store to kind of clear out.
Right.
But now consumables, what we call consumables, which would be, the diapers, the wipes, the formula, we always will take those, because those are the things that
They get taken first, I'm sure.
Exactly.
And
And those are the essentials, right?
Yes.
Those are the essential needs for an infant care. So those are the ones that get gone the quickest. But we will take like I said, we will take gently used baby items, but predominantly diapers, wipes, and formula are what we're looking for. And then also for volunteers, we do have a vetting process, like any organization. So we have the board of directors right now. Our chair is Mark Lytle, and he is the one that will oversee the vetting process for volunteers. If you contact the center or message us on Facebook, we'll get you set up with an appointment to see him to volunteer.
Well, that's good. It makes everybody feel better that, everybody's checked out, because they are working with a young group that are not always young, but just a vulnerable group.
Absolutely.
And that everybody is got their best interests at heart.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Well, thank you so much. I have learned so much. What a great organization and resource for the county. And again, direct you to their Facebook page, the Pregnancy Care Center of McMinnville, always in need of items. And we just thank you all for filling that need, especially the counseling and the help that you're giving these people.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Well, we'll say thank you to the audience for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the show, and come back again next week for more Table Talk.